I know. So what we want to bring you is we want to be able to do some videos where we start and finish vehicles and do all that hoopla, but we really don't have the production capabilities of doing that. So our new videos, what we're doing is we're going to bring you through, show you what we're doing on a daily basis. So if you follow our channel, you'll see a lot of things started and finished, and then hopefully that'll show you like before, during, and after and all that stuff. But we just aren't set up to be able to do a whole vehicle and have it done in like one video. So bear with us, but we do want to show you, I want to show you one of the cars that just came in. We have this Hurst Olds that just came in. Kind of wanted to show you why we epoxy things. So there's a huge controversy in the auto body world. Some people put body filler on top of raw metal. Some people put epoxy down. Years ago, we used to put our fillers on top of raw metal and then we would just prime them and go. Now I like to actually epoxy it first. And this is a point in case the reason. So when this car was stripped down, if it was put in epoxy, you wouldn't have any of this surface rust and all this stuff all over the place. So we're gonna go through, sand all this stuff off, put it in epoxy for them, and then you do your body work on there. The epoxies actually are rust inhibitors and they're adhesion promoters. So they actually stick better to the metal. They keep it from corroding better. And when you sit, you don't get moisture in the metal on like this did. And then you put your body filler on it because it sticks better to the body filler. Again, we've never had a problem putting body filler direct on metal, but when you see a car like this where someone went through and put body filler randomly all over it, and you look at it and you can see that there's already, actually if we go on the other side, you can see it. So if you look here, you'll see like all specks of rust. So now they put the body filler on top of this, and depending on what's underneath here, even if there was no rust underneath, it's gonna grow, it's gonna wick and go underneath there. You can see it, there's all rust dimples. That's gonna go underneath this body filler. Exposed body filler will start absorbing moisture too. So if you leave it open like this and it gets wet or it's humid, it's gonna start absorbing moisture, which is not good because it's like a sponge. So that's why we like to get it in epoxy first. Actually, what we're gonna do is, I wanna go through and we're gonna take some of their body filler off so you can see what's underneath it. This here, we're gonna sand down. There's not gonna be rust here because there's the factory lead seams here, but we wanna take it down and see why they put that much filler over there. It wasn't put on properly, it's kind of a mess. Actually, Lewis, if you look over here, so one of the big things you never wanna do when you're mixing body filler is not mix it thoroughly. So you see these big blue strips, how it's darker there? That means the person, when they mix their body filler, didn't mix it properly. So most of the body fillers are like, not a talc powder, but think of it as a talc powder. And then you have your hardener, which is usually like a methyl ethyl ketone peroxide, MEKP. That there is a very thin liquid. They put the coloring in there so you could see it, so you can make sure that it mixes up properly. So if you have dark spots like that, that means that you don't have the right amount in there. It's gonna dry differently. If there's too much, it could not dry. If there's too little, it could not dry. And a lot of times when you see stuff like this, you automatically think whoever's doing it probably doesn't know what they're doing, because what ends up happening is if you start questioning it, thinking, oh, if they can't mix body filler up, what's underneath there? So that's why you hear a lot of times when a car gets into a shop and they say, listen, we wanna start from scratch because we don't know what it was underneath it. Years ago, we actually had a thing where we wouldn't do a car or a vehicle for people unless we started from scratch, because we have to warranty it, and the material and the labor are so expensive. You don't want to go and end up like a situation like this where if someone went over this and then it fails, it looks bad on your part. We've tried it over the last couple of years. We tried it with a few people and it just doesn't work. It's just too much. There's too much invested in these vehicles to take a chance that what's underneath it is when you don't know. And then we'll take a look at this on the other side here now. So we're gonna have Rick go through and grind this off. We're gonna show you one of the reasons why we do this. So we could tell there's something going on here. I don't know why someone would put this Marglass or the fiberglass reinforced body filler on there. That's kind of like an older thing. I mean, you still use it for certain instances, but not to do something like this. So we want to see what's underneath it. So let's see what's underneath it. Before Rick goes and grinds this off, we know we have to strip this car down, take everything apart. We're just doing this because we're kind of curious. Like, it's like intriguing to say what's underneath this. So we're just going to cover up the windows now so we don't get anything inside the car. And then afterwards, we're going to pull the glass. We have to pull all the stuff out of the interior and do it right. But let's see what's underneath here now. Perfect.
Right, here we go. You can see how thick it is right here. You see how thick that is. See the metal? See the Bondo.
Oh my God. Look at and then there's regular body filler.
Different Bondo.
So that's regular body filler underneath the fiberglass filler, which is insane. But what is that in there? A couple holes in it. Yeah, there's holes in it.
So we're gonna dig a little farther, we're gonna find out. We have an actual hole here. I have big hands. My hand fits right in there. This is not good. This is not what you want done to your car.
All right, so now you can see there's reasons why you take things apart and look underneath it. So I don't know who did this. That's some pretty hack stuff right there. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna weld it in properly. I'm assuming whoever did it was probably lazy. Didn't want to pull the headliner down and do it right, because you really should pull the interior out of these cars when you weld and do stuff like that. Our next step is what they just put.
Looks like fiberglass mat.
So they wedged fiberglass mat in there, then they put regular body filler on there, and then put the fiberglass reinforced filler. So the fiberglass reinforced filler, you'll see a lot of people, if they have sloppy welds or questionable metalwork, they'll put that on there because it is water resistant. It's more of a marine product. So if you put that down, it's not going to really absorb moisture. It dries a lot harder, and it's a great product, but you don't fill holes with it in a car. This is insane. So this is very odd. We don't know why this is here. It almost looks like I don't even know what, a bullet or something went through there. We're going to drop the headliner, pull this thing apart, and we will show you as we go what it is. And that's John from Poland. I'll call him back. I just took a picture and emailed it to the customer because that's hilarious. So now we're just going to go through. We're going to let the guys work on it, strip it down, and we'll kind of do some progress updates of what we're doing and what we find as we go. The guys have been left alone for most of the day on the old, so let's go see what they found. All right, so here we are. Spent most of the day on it. Rick, what did you find?
Oh, we found all kinds of stuff. A lot of little dings and dents, which is kind of normal for a car of this age. But we found this on the roof.
Oh, here comes Lewis.
We found this on the roof. Somebody filled this with Marglass or some kind of fiberglass haired Bondo.
They didn't treat the rust inside. You can see there's still rust there.
It's not good. We could fix it. We could fix anything, but.
And then look at the amount of mouse stuff. I guess Frank said that was not like that when they dropped it off. So they must, at that shop, there must have been a lot of mice in the car.
It doesn't smell like mouse in there, but I'm sure it's in there.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I'm sure the first time it gets a little damp, it's gonna really smell.
Now let's, what else do we find on here? So there's a lot of small dings, but just nothing major. But it's one of those pains where you have to fix a bunch of dings on it.
The other side of the roof is the worst.
Let's go take a look. Yeah, he said the windshield actually cracked at that place, so.
Looks like something fell into it. I don't know if you
Yeah, so you could see this dents.
Yeah, there it is. Right here.
All minor stuff, but just a lot of them. That one's a nice low spot. And then you can see where they put the filler on, we sanded it down, got all the rust off of it. Other than that, that's pretty good though. You didn't find anything else?
No, no rust. No rust. Like I said, a few dents and dings, and the roof's got some dents in it, but nothing bad. For a car of this age, it's not bad at all.
Lewis already pulled the bumpers off. The bumper, one bumper.
Pulled the rear bumper filler. Kids, don't forget, these old timers are gonna tell you it's all standard sockets, but I already found like 6 10 mils on it. So either someone put in the wrong bolt.
80s is when they transitioned, and GM was famous for having bolts.
Hey, well, it's it's a challenge when you think it's gonna be standard and it's metric. Got the go fast wing in the trunk.
Anybody living in there? You see, like, they dug a pretty good tunnel in there. You see that?
I'm scared to pull the back seat rest because I don't want to find no friends. I got enough of those.
And then he said the car was running when they dropped it off at the other shop, 10 years.
10 years is a long time to sit.
The next video is going to be of this. You'll see windshield's out. It's getting ready to go into primer. And interior's already pretty much almost out. You got the headliner out. That's over here, which was damaged. We're going to have to fix that. We'll have to fix that. A lot of this material is actually getting hard to get now, so we're going to have to deal with that. Oh, and we got to do a dash swap in this thing. From now on, I'm going to call them dash swaps.
Dash replacement. I don't want to hear the word swap.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Louis just got done with the F550. So Dad we have to do a video on that. No little critters.
Nothing looking back at me.
Oh, that's right. We don't have to worry about any motor stuff on this because he's a mechanic. I think he does all that stuff himself.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so we'll just get what we have to do done. So we'll pull this out. So Rick, this is the end of the video. What do people have to do?
Subscribe, like, and ring the bell.
Like, comment, and